a moment of prayer. Almighty God and Father, thank you for bringing us together today as we in PEZA recognize and convey our most heartfelt gratitude to all our most valued investors for their immense contribution to our country, to our economy, and to the millions of our countrymen who are able to provide for their families through the jobs their operations have generated, directly and indirectly. We thank you for each and every one of our PEZA investors. We thank you for their continued operations even during the height of COVID-19 pandemic, thereby sustaining the jobs and much needed source of income of their employees amidst the most difficult global health and economic catastrophe we have experienced, even as they had to bear increased costs to ensure the protection of the health and welfare of their workforce. We thank you for the investors who we honor today for their outstanding performance, beating the odds in spite of the most challenging situation obtaining in our world today. Guide us in PEZA that we may continue to give utmost and honest service to all our valued investors and stakeholders, the best way to show them our earnest gratitude and appreciation. Bestow upon unto the country's leaders the tenacity to uphold and fully support the EcoZone programs towards attaining our overall goal for our nation, our partner investors, and the Filipino people. In you we trust and give thanks, our Almighty God and Father. Amen.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Vivian. Please take your seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guten Tag. Xia Wu Hao, Huda Mida, Joen Owea, Konnichiwa, and magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Good afternoon to our esteemed guests, awardees, media partners, partners in public and private sectors, and to each and everyone joining us today here in the PEZA Auditorium, as well as online.
I am Raymond Hava.
And I'm Jaika Bad. It is our distinct honor to welcome each and everyone to the 2022 PEZA Investors Recognition Day.
Prior to the start of 2020, PEZA used to conduct its annual Investors Recognition Day at the World Trade Center with more than 3,000 attendees composed of our investors and partners. But due to the pandemic, we have now come together at a more perhaps intimate venue here at the PEZA Auditorium with joyful hearts and grateful hearts and good health and continued hope for a better future for all of us ahead.
Nevertheless, today is another time for us to thank and acknowledge the enormous and very substantial contributions of our economic zone locators, developers, operators, and other stakeholders to the country's socio-economic growth and development, especially as we start fresh under the new administration and post-pandemic.
To welcome us today in today's celebration and to report PEZA's performance and programs, let us now call on stage the officer in charge of the authority and Deputy Director General for Policy and Planning, OICDG, Tereso O. Panga.
Trade Secretary and PESO Board Chairman Alfredo E. Pascual, sir, our keynote speaker today, our very supportive and dynamic PESO Board members, and other government officials and representatives from various cooperating agencies and institutions, our staunch partner industry associations such as PHILEA, SAPI, IBPOP, CONWEP, PAMURI, MEPSEM, CCIA, PCCI, Joint Foreign Chambers, and members of the Diplomatic Corps. Our valued awardee locator companies, for whose honor we are all gathered today, beloved peasants, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon to all of you. This year's Investors Recognition Day marks a new beginning in many ways. We have a new administration and government caretakers under PBBM, a new policy direction to attain economic goals, and a renewed hope and vigor for Filipinos as the pandemic is on the wane and economy is on the mend as a consequence. Personally, this event is special as it is the first time after being a peasant for 24 years to celebrate this momentous day with our valued investors being at the helm of the authority. I think that deserves a round of applause from everyone because with that, I'd like to thank most sincerely Secretary Pascual for designating me as the PEZA OIC, which was a welcome relief and appreciated by most peasants as well as ecozone developers and locators. But more importantly, standing strong throughout the years of pandemic, we in PEZA are grateful for the continued trust and confidence of our ecozone investors. Today, we recognize once again the valuable contributions of PEZA RBEs to the country that make significant impact to investments, exports, and job generation, including countryside development through this annual Investors Recognition Day. Guided by PBBM's commitment and vision for the Philippines, reaching an upper middle income economy status, and SAEP's or Secretary Pascual's science, technology, and innovation-driven industrialization strategy, allow me now to present to you updates on PEZA's performance and programs. So, allow me to present to you a brief profile about PEZA. As you well know, PEZA is an IPA attached to the DTI. We were created in 1995, and our main mandate is to introduce ecozone development, implement the ecozone program all over the country, and our KRAs are investments, employment, exports. We are the largest IPA in the country because we operate nationwide. We happen to be the biggest contributor to the economy. In fact, in 2021 alone, PEZA contributed 16% of the country's GDP, 80% of the country's exports of commodities and goods, and 59% of service exports. Next. So, here's the snapshot of our 27-year performance. You will see there that we have already 421 ecozones nationwide, and the types of ecozones that we promote: IT parks and centers, manufacturing, agro-industrial parks, tourism, medical tourism. These are home to 4,346 locators, mostly export-oriented. As we are a income-generating, self-sustaining agency, by far we have remitted 25.3 billion in cumulative payments by way of taxes and dividends to the national governments. In 2021, we have remitted almost 900 million pesos to the national coffers. This is the profile of our locator investments by nationality. We have Japanese, Filipinos, American, and so on. In terms of our product sectors, we have SMS, EMS, and IT services. These are our bread and butter, together with metals, tourism, transport, and so on. This bar chart will now show our investment approvals over the years from 1995 to the present. I think it's important that I share this with you so that we keep track of our investment approvals over the years. So you will see there in 1998, Asian financial crisis. So it's pretty much an increasing trend except for some slumps in certain years because of certain events of global economy-wide impact. But immediately after 1998, we were able to recover. In 2001 to 2003, we had the US recession because of the dot-com bubble and the US 11 attacks. Immediately after that, from 2004 all the way to 2011, we had a consistent recovery and increase in investments. You see there, in fact, average 18 before the year approvals, almost triple. In the economy, we also see continued investors' confidence in doing business in the country. It's all because of these special recognitions. And of course, the great support we're getting from all the partner agencies. It was a survey made by IFC World Bank. health and medical care, and emerging technologies. We draw guidance from this game changer blueprint for the industry drawn up by Secretary Pascual through his science, technology, and innovation-driven industrialization strategy, where we will focus particularly on the IMT, industrial manufacturing and transport, we have technology, media and telecommunications, health and life science, including promotion of green ores or mineral processing. So, how has PEZA contributed to the first 100 days of PBBM and the medium-term economic agenda? First, on the key performance indicators, we have approved 40 billion in investments. As of September, we have 13 pending eco-zones for proclamation, generating investments of 17.9 billion pesos. And you will see there that these are mostly manufacturing. All of these new eco-zones are outside Metro Manila, which will contribute to the agenda on countryside development. In terms of dispersal of eco-zones in industries, you will see there that most of our eco-zones are located outside Metro Manila. That's about 55%. It's 45% for NCR, mainly because of the vertical IT centers. It's still Luzon-centric, as most of our economic zones are in Luzon, 296. So we hope to go farther to as far as Mindanao, because the CRADE will allow for more incentives for projects located in far-flung areas outside Metro Manila. And you will see there the top 5 regions hosting economic zones. We have NCR, Region 4, 7, and so on. We continue to enhance our ease of doing business. Since day one, our mantra has always been, PEZA is a one-stop shop because all permits, you will get all permits from PEZA. You're insulated from the local government. We are a non-stop shop because we provide round-the-clock service to keep up with the demands of our agile location. PEZA adheres to ARTA. We are among the very few government agencies ISO PMS certified all levels, all processes in all economic zones nationwide. And to do that, we're doing a lot of digital transformation. By early next year, we will now roll out our electronic LOAs. So meaning to say, you don't have to transact with us using papers. Everything will be online, paperless. At the height of the pandemic, we implemented the electronic payment and collection system. It's going to be cashless. Pretty soon, first quarter next year, we will do electronic interzone transfer system. With this electronic interzone transfer system, DOC and PEZA will now agree to a common general transport surety bond, meaning for the same transport bond that you will post for your importation, all succeeding movements for your goods, you will no longer post a surety bond for you. This will definitely reduce your cost. And there's also the proposed electronic visa and building permits. Right now, the visa of PEZA, 2 years validity. Within 10 days, you can get it. Probably the cheapest visa in the Philippines for only $100. In terms of ensuring energy security and clean and green production, we subscribe to SDG. We promote distributed energy system by inviting power producers to set up their facilities inside the economic zone. So we happen to be a franchising authority so that a power provider setting up inside, they can get incentives, and when they sell power to locators, it will be a lot cheaper. We were the first to have implemented waste to energy, district cooling, anaerobic process. The biggest solar roof installation was first done inside the economic zones for 40 megawatts. That's on improving logistics performance, we plan to replicate our off-dock container yard in the Cavite Economic Zone. We want this done in other private economic zones so that whenever you will receive laden containers, the empties did not be returned to Metro Manila. The same can be stored in the OPDA container for round use shipments, direct for exports. This will reduce your cost by 40%, tracking cost, and this will speed up processing of your export shipments. The first container barge terminal, incorporated, integrated in the Ecozone, will be rolled out this year in Tanza, which will help in easing out port congestion in Manila Port. We want to introduce our own e-track system, separate from that of DOC, so that this will now be risk-based selectivity approach. All shipments will not be covered by e-track. And then we have this multi-industry center in Cavite. This is a grant by Korean government for $10 million, which is for CNC machining, tool and dies.
So we
So we can
can
train a lot of CNC machine operators
to
to support
our electronics as well as those into plastics.
and on
Countless pathways, we have allowed for the setting up of dormitory facilities inside the economic zones as well as e-shuttles. We're also promoting new types of economic zones, which we call new frontiers and ecozone development. If I may just highlight some, like Aerotropolis, this is an ecozone development around an airport. Aquamarine, where we want to promote mariculture together with marine energy, production of hydrogen and oxygen. We now have the Knowledge, Innovation, Science and Technology Park. The first one was in Batangas State University, which will promote synergies between academe and industries to promote R&D and innovation. And of course, we have the
mineral processing zones to put more value adding of our green ores so this can be processed into finished products. So last is our aggressive investment promotions. We cannot do this alone. We work closely with the DTI, DOI, DTIC.
we were also in South Korea, and we've seen that heightened interest by our investors to invest in the Philippines. In Congress, we got overwhelming support from the trade committees as well as the economic affairs with their support for our legislative agenda. So these are our action items and way forward. Revisit the CREATE. We know that this is all a concern of the industry, particularly on the BIR revenue memorandum circulars, which have been limiting the grant of incentives to our locators. PEZA board chairman, DTI secretary will bring this up in the upcoming FIRB meeting. We are discussing this with the BIR, and we hope and we will be sustained soon that all these inconsistencies will be resolved, that will now allow for full retention of incentives, particularly on the availment of zero VAT by our locators. Our PEZA law will have to be, thank you very much. So we know we've been getting a lot of complaints. Some have been filing cases with the CTA already, and we're forcing out the issue. We have Secretary working on this. He has discussed this with the President. On one side, we're also trying to get a favorable DOJ opinion so that once we secure this, this will now prompt and flawed RMCs. We need to amend the PEZA law. It's a 27-year-old law, and we're saying there's a need to institutionalize work-from-home policy, although this is already the direction, so that both BOI and PEZA will be put on an equal footing. Both can avail of work from home with incentives. We want rationalization of our requirements for ecozone proclamation, because it's only PEZA that goes through the presidential proclamation process. In the case of AFAB, PEZA, they can designate areas as ecozones without having to go through presidential proclamation. and the need also to reinforce the separate customs territory status vested in the economic zones. This was never repealed by the law, by CREATE, but nonetheless, we want it reinstated so that this will be beyond challenge, because with that, it will allow for locators to continue to import tax and duty-free all their production-related materials. On the reinstatement of ecozone development strategy in the Philippines, we are now in talks with NEDA to reinstate the ecozone program. And in the past, Mr. Secretary, we were dropped from the Philippine Development Plan, and NEDA's already committed recognizing the strategic role of the economic zones. And of course, strategic alliances and industry collaborations, especially on co-development of idle public lands into ecozones in the countryside. So in here, you will see that ecozones continue to be a viable trend for not just for developing economies, but even advanced economies in terms of FDI attraction. You will see there that the likes of Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Vietnam have even a bigger number of ecozones. It's ironic because some years back, World Bank got us to teach Vietnam to do ecozones, and now they have surpassed our level of investment approvals, and therefore there's really a need to catch up, because in the past we have had issues with the slow proclamation process. During the time of PGMA, we were doing 34 ecozones a year proclamations, 31 Pinoy, we're down to 17. And we need areas to offer to our locators. These are the recent statements from one columnist saying that let the zones flourish and grow. The chairman of the House Committee on Trade and Industry, this was just 2 weeks ago, saying that evidently economic zones in the Philippines have risen to become an important export promotion tool and economic policy instrument to attract FDI. Even Secretary Pascual highlighted this, that DTI PEZA work hand in hand in transforming our country into the best investment destination, especially with the upcoming accession of the Philippines to RCEP, where we stand to get more investments from non-traditional sources of investments. This is where we can provide the best ecosystem for our investors. So, in closing, I'll just say that if PEZA is a resounding success story, we owe it to our valued ecozone locators that continue to invest and grow their business operations in the Philippines for the long haul and through thick and thin. As we always say in PEZA, we have a stake in your success, and therefore it's incumbent upon us, all peasants, to always strive for excellence and continual improvement of our services and strategic alliances with host LGUs, partner agencies, and industries. We assure you that despite the hurdles, PEZA, together with the DTI Secretary, we will remain as your most stalwart and most vigilant ally. Again, congratulations to all our awardees for your exemplary performance. Thank you very much for all your support and cooperation. Mabuhay ang PEZA, mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you very much, OIC DG Panga, for the updates and a very insightful viewpoint under the new regime. Now, let us call on stage Mr. Robert Aranton, PEZA Board Member, for the introduction of Guest of Honor and Keynote Speaker.
Fellow investors, government officials, ladies and gentlemen, Good afternoon. Mr. Fred Pascual is our Secretary of Trade and Industry. He was appointed in June 2022. At the time, he was the president of the Management Association of the Philippines. For more than 40 years now, Mr. Pascual has contributed to society, serving at 4 prestigious national and international institutions. Institute of Corporate Directors as President and CEO in 2018 and 2019. University of the Philippines System as President and Co-Chair from 2011 to 2017, and as Alumni Regent in 2009 and 2010. By the way, in UP, we commonly call him as PAEP, meaning President Alfredo Espinosa Pascual. PAEP. Furthermore, he served the ADB, the Asian Development Bank, for 19 years, in 1989 to 2008, in several positions, including as Director for Private Sector Operations, Director for Project Finance, and Advisor for Public-Private Partnership. And in AIM, Asian Institute of Management, as Finance Professor. He was an independent director in the board of publicly listed companies, SM Investments, Megawide Construction, and Concepcion Industries. His past board memberships included nonprofit and other organizations, such as the Philippine Institute of Development Studies, International Rice Research Institute, Institute for Solidarity in Asia, Phoenix Academy, the UP Foundation, Philippine Council for Foreign Relations, and U.S.-Philippines Society. Mr. Pascual finished his MBA and Bachelor of Science in Chemistry cum laude in UP. He attended the European Community ASEAN Program on Strategic and Organizational Change at the Euro-Asia Center in France. His awards included honorary doctorates from UP and 4 other universities, Presidential Lingkod Bayan Award from Malacanang, Rotary Golden Wheel Award for Higher Education. Without much further ado, let us welcome our keynote speaker and guest of honor, our DTI Secretary, our Chairman of the Board of PEZA, PAEP, Chairman PAEP. But this time, Pesan Alfredo Espinosa Pascual. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, Director Robert Aranton. Let me greet the officials and the staff of the Philippine Export Export Zone Authority, or PEZA, led by OICDG Tereso Panga. I also want to greet our partners in PEZA, the locators, particularly, and the developers of ecozones. PEZA, my fellow members of the PEZA board, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon to all. Let me take this opportunity to commend all our valued partners in progress in this Investors Recognition Day. Although the COVID-19 pandemic is not completely over yet, we are grateful that we are able to conduct today's event face-to-face, gathering together our stakeholders in business and strengthening the bond between government and the private sector. Let me convey President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.'s congratulations for today's recipients of PEZA Excellence Awards to outstanding exporters, employers, community projects, environment performers, as well as those who will receive the Hall of Fame Award, the Billionaires and Special Awards. Congratulations on your exceptional performance and contributions, your invaluable contributions to job generation, socio-economic growth of the country, and nation building. Together with PEZA, I proudly applaud our respected and resolute investors and partners in investment promotions for your exemplary performance. You have contributed immensely to Philippine investments and economic growth, export income, and creating millions of jobs for Filipinos. I'm also taking this opportunity to personally thank PEZA's partner stakeholders for helping the national government maintain a vibrant and growing economy in this country. Your investments enable transfer of technology, help diversify the Philippine economy, and boost innovations and integrate us further to the global supply and value chains. These include those in manufacturing, IT, BPM, agro-industries, logistics and support services, MSMEs, utility providers, ecozone developers, and other sectors in the export industry. We hope that you remain committed partners of the Philippine economic zones, most especially in helping establish these ecozones in the countryside, outside Metro Manila, outside metropolitan areas, as cited by the President in his first State of the Nation address. The country's legal framework provides higher benefits, higher incentives to those locating outside the NCR and other metropolitan areas in the country under the Strategic Investment Priority Plan 2022. The government's role is to create these rising tides that lift all. An investment climate that encourages competition and stimulates economic activity benefits not only business but the entire population of this country. It is a crucial role because a favorable and enabling business environment is prerequisite to economic growth and poverty reduction. And that is what we in government are trying to preserve, that we make the Philippines continue to be attractive, and even more attractive now, given the recent disruptions caused by the pandemic and caused by the war in Eastern Europe, and the continuing rapid changes in technology. All these changes are rearranging and reconfiguring the global value chains and pushing companies to establish in locations that will provide multiple sourcing of components and parts for the global value chains. The Department of Trade and Industry, DTI, together with PEZA, will work hand in hand in transforming our country into the best destination for investment it can be. DTI and PEZA remain committed in providing excellent management service to you. The Philippines has been competitive in foreign direct investment in economic zones due to PEZA's excellence in ecozone management. One-stop shop system, stable incentives, and steadfast business facilitation. That's why today, we recognize the hard work of the entire PEZA team, as the agency itself gives awards to valued foreign and local investors, ecozone locators, and developers who have been this year's top performance. We also laud the hardworking team of PEZA. Let's give the PEZA team a big hand. A thriving business requires government hand-holding. As a premier government investment promotion agency, PEZA has made everything from labor to logistics issues smooth and easy for ecozone investors and locators. I've heard some of you sing praises to PEZA's quality service. From exploring the possibilities of setting up shop here while you're still in the process of entry, to overcoming unforeseen obstacles in your up and running company in the ecozones, PEZA has been known to attentively tend to your needs. We at DTI would like to thank the management staff again of PEZA for their very excellent work. You register, grant incentives, facilitate business operations of investors in world-class, ready-to-occupy, environment-friendly, secure, competitively priced, special economic zones. Your dynamic, responsive, and client-oriented ethics have earned trust and confidence of investors in these zones, the local business community, and foreign chambers of commerce in the country. Your efforts have helped shape a conducive and attractive business environment for foreign direct investors in the country. Over the course of 27 years, including 2 years of the pandemic lockdowns, the number of PEZA has grown, so much achievement has been made, and I will not repeat anymore the excellent presentation made by OICDG Teo Panga in this talk. Let me just again repeat that I thank PEZA team for all the hard work they have done. I'm proud to say that PEZA, its investment partners, locators, and developers are unstoppable in terms of making the Philippines a competitive investment haven. I am proud to say this again and again. Rest assured that DTI shall continue working alongside PEZA and all its stakeholders toward transforming our country into the best investment destination in the region. You know, the Philippines has a very strategic location in East Asia and Southeast Asia. And we need to, and we will use that as a basis for attracting more investors from the countries surrounding us in the region. Supporting PEZA and the export industry in ecozones is a strategic priority for this administration. I wish nothing but unwavering success to PEZA and to our various partners, because the success of PEZA is the success of DTI and the success of the country. Let us continue sharing the same vision of inclusive and sustainable growth. Let us work together in making a brighter and future and better future for all Filipinos. United and proud, let us make progressive and innovative nation happen in the Philippines. Thank you. And again, as DG, OIC DG said, mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you very much for that inspiring and encouraging message for everyone, and most especially for our investors who continue to play a vital role in making the Philippines the investment haven in Asia.
May we invite, apologies sir, but may we invite you again, Honorable Secretary, to remain on stage to receive our token of appreciation, as well as present the recognitions to our awardees together with OIC DG Theo Panga and our GMs, DDG Alim and Ma'am Vivian Santos.
Let's give a round of applause, please.
All right, moving forward, we will now proceed to the highlight of our event this afternoon. For the award for this year's Investors Day Golden Achievement Award, this is the most prestigious and most esteemed award given to a company that has been elevated to the Hall of Fame in all 4 categories.
This year, one enterprise qualified for this award, and that is no other than Samsung Electromechanics Philippines Corporation, represented by President Mr. Sonshal Park. With facilities in Calamba Premier International Park Special Economic Zone, Samsung Electromechanics engages in the manufacture of multi-layer capacitor and thick film chip resistor and related products. Samsung Electromechanics has been elevated to the Hall of Fame in 2011 for outstanding community projects, in 2014 as outstanding employer, in 2015 as outstanding exporter, and in 2021 for its outstanding environmental performance. Congratulations and thank you very much, Mr. Pak. Moving forward, we are now recognizing 3 companies for the Billionaires Award. This award is given to a company that exports at least $2.5 billion in any given year. Our Billionaires awardees this year are Philippine Associated Smelting and Refining Corporation, represented by General Manager Mr. Werner Van Schalkvik. Located at Leyte Industrial Development Estate Special Economic Zone, PASAR engages in the manufacture of basic metals including copper cathodes, gold and silver indoor, selenium blister copper, and sulfuric acid.
Congratulations, sir. Up next, we have TI Philippines Incorporated, represented by Mr. Ron Azcarate, Managing Director of TI Clark. A 3-time awardee this afternoon, TI Philippines with world-class sites at Baguio City and Clark TI Economic Zones manufactures analog and embedded processing products that power electronics across every industry. Congratulations, sirs. Last but not the least, for our Billionaires Award is Toshiba Information Equipment Philippines Incorporated, represented by Executive Vice President Mr. Kenichi Mayokan, with 2 sites at the Laguna Techno Park and Carmel Ray Industry Park. Special Economic Zones, Toshiba Information Equipment manufactures hard disk drives, component parts and accessories, printed circuit boards, and engages in design and engineering services. Congratulations to our Hall of Famers.
For our outstanding exporter awards, we will also be for the Hall of Fame. We will be giving 3-time winners of the Outstanding Exporter, Outstanding Employer, Outstanding Community Project, and Outstanding Environmental Performer awards. This year, we are elevating to the Hall of Fame 2 3-time awardees for the Outstanding Exporter Award, 2 3-time winners for the Outstanding Employer Award, 2 3-time winners for the Outstanding Community Project Award, and 2 3-time winners for the Outstanding Environmental Performance Award.
For the Outstanding Exporter, we have in the Hall of Fame Dyson Electronics Private Limited, Philippine Branch, represented by General Manager Mr. Richard Perez. Dyson Electronics has been recognized for the Outstanding Exporter Award for 3 consecutive years from 2019, 2020, and 2021. Congratulations, Dyson Electronics. For the next award, Continental Temic Electronics Philippines Inc., represented by General Manager Mr. Peter Rankel. Continental Temic won the Outstanding Exporter Award in years 2019, 2020, and 2021.
Thank you very much and congratulations. On to our next award we have in the Hall of Fame for Outstanding Employer. Brother Industries Philippines Incorporated, represented by President Mr. Hiroki Yamamoto. Receiving its 4th award this afternoon, Brother Industries is a recipient of the Outstanding Employer Award consecutively in 2019, 2020, and 2021. Congratulations and thank you very much. Next awardee for the Hall of Fame for the Outstanding Employer, we have Concentrix CVG Philippines Incorporated, represented by Mr. Amit Jaga, Senior Vice President and Country Leader, PH Delivery and Operations. Concentrix has been recognized for the Outstanding Employer Award in 2019, 2020, and 2021.
Congratulations, Concentrix. Now for the Outstanding Community Project Award, we're elevating in the Hall of Fame Continental Temic Electronics Philippines Inc., represented by General Manager Mr. Peter Rankel. Welcome to the stage again, sir. Receiving its 2nd award this afternoon, Continental Temic has been recognized for the Outstanding Community Project Awards in years 2014, 17, and 2021. Congratulations, sir. We have up next, Reed Elsevier, Shared Services Philippines Inc., represented by Ms. Kathleen Cara Regala, the Senior HR Manager. Reed Elsevier is an Outstanding Community Project awardee consecutively from 2019 to 2021.
Congratulations and thank you very much. Finally, for the Outstanding Environmental Performance Hall of Fame Award, we are elevating to the Hall of Fame two enterprises. First up is Brother Industries Philippines Incorporated, represented by Mr. Hiroki Yamamoto. Bagging its fifth award this afternoon, Brother Industries has been recognized for this award consecutively in 2019, 2020, and 2021. Next, an outstanding environmental performance Hall of Famer is Denso 10 Philippines Corporation, represented by Senior Vice President for Finance, Mr. Shigeru Matsushita. Denso 10 manufactures new models of car audio products, car electronic products, and electronic PCB assemblies. Congratulations to the Hall of Famers. For the next set of awards, we will be giving our awards for the Special Awards category. This category was opened in the year 2020 in our efforts to recognize the exemplary performance and initiatives in conformity to PEZA's mandate to ensure the protection of the rights and welfare of the Filipino workforce and the environment, and to promote the country's local industries' participation to the global supply chain.
Okay, first up, we have the Galing Pinas Award in recognition of PEZA's enterprises' patronage of locally manufactured produced raw materials and support to local suppliers. Now we have on the first list, the list of awardees, we have TI Philippines Incorporated, represented by Mr. Ron Azcarate, Managing Director of TI Clark.
Congratulations and thank you very much, gentlemen from TI Philippines. Next awardee under the Galing Pinas Award, we have Epson Precision Philippines Incorporated, represented by their president, Mr. Akifumi Takei.
Congratulations, Epson Precision. For the next award, we have Canon Business Machines Philippines Inc., represented by General Manager Mr. Yoshihisa Ikuta.
Thank you very much, Mr. Masahiko Tsuji. Next, we have House Technology Industries Private Limited, represented by Department Head, Mr. Emmanuel Marquez.
Congratulations. Next up, we have Brother Industries Philippines Incorporated, represented by President Mr. Hiroki Yamamoto.
Next awardee of the Galing Pinas Award is Del Monte Philippines Corporation, represented by Miss Mayet Brugada.
Congratulations, ma'am. Up next, we have Cargill Oil Mills Philippines Incorporated, represented by Mr. Ray Michael Riconalya, Origination Manager.
And our last awardee for the Galing Pinas Award is Dole Philippines Incorporated. I'm sure they're joining us online.
Congratulations to our winners for this award.
For the last award under the Special Awards category, we have the COVID-19 Response Award, which is given to PEZA registered enterprises and economic zone developers or operators who were able to successfully establish policies and programs to avert the spread of the COVID-19 virus in the workplace. And our awardees for the COVID-19 Response Award are Excel Service Philippines Incorporated, represented by their Senior Vice President, Mr. Jaideep Anil Pradhan.
Congratulations. We have Dyson Electronics Private Limited, Philippine Branch as the next awardee, represented by Ms. Michelle Orogo and Senior Estates Manager Mr. Romel Bernabe.
Thank you very much, ma'am and sir. Our next awardee for the COVID-19 Response Award is Knowles Electronics Philippines Corporation, represented by Mr. Oliver Abelgas, Global Environment Sustainability Manager, and Ms. Agnes Lucente.
Congratulations, ma'am, sir. For the last award, we call on stage again TI Philippines Incorporated, represented by Mr. Ron Asgarate, Managing Director of TI Clark.
Congratulations to our awardees, and a thank you for your efforts to help PEZA and the government in our fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
All right, moving on to the next set of awards. We have Outstanding Exporter Award, which is being conferred to locators that accomplished remarkable performance in exports and is a good corporate citizen. For the first awardee this afternoon, we have Brother Industries Philippines Incorporated, represented by President Hiroki Yamamoto.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yamamoto. Our next awardee for the Outstanding Exporter Award is Cebu Mitsumi Incorporated, represented by President and Executive Officer Mr. Tatsuya Mori. Cebu Mitsumi engages in the manufacturing and production of various parts apparatus for office, accounting, computing machinery, radio, television, and communication equipment, and electrical machinery.
Congratulations, sir. Up next, we also have Canon Business Machines Philippines Incorporated, represented by President Mr. Masahiko Chuji. A two-time awardee this afternoon, Canon Business Machines manufactures monochrome laser beam printers, including service parts, packaging materials, and accessories.
Next awardee is Lizard Bear Tasking Incorporated, represented by Mr. Dean Paul Van Ormer, Senior Vice President for Southeast Asia Operations. Lizard Bear engages in IT-enabled business and customer support services and software development.
Thank you very much. Up next, we have Lear Automotive Services Netherlands BV Philippine branch, represented by Plant Manager Ms. Maria Lorena Baluran. Lear Automotive manufactures automotive wire harness and engages in the production of electronic smart junction box in its facilities in the Mactan Economic Zone.
Next, or actually our last awardee, is Concentrix Dax Services Philippines Corporation for the Outstanding Exporter Award, represented by Mr. Aldrin Dulig, Vice President for Finance. With multiple sites all over Metro Manila, Laguna, Naga, and Cebu, Concentrix Dax engages in business process outsourcing, including call center operations.
Congratulations to all the winners. For next award, we have the Outstanding Employer Award. This award is given to a locator that generated the most number of jobs, held high regard for the welfare of its workers, and maintained harmony between labor and management.
7 locator companies have proven themselves worthy of this award. Our Outstanding Employer awardees are Lizard Bear Tasking Incorporated, represented by Mr. Dean Paul Van Ormer, Senior Vice President for Southeast Asia Operations. The team is actually led by Ms. Jennifer Nepomuceno. This is the second award today for Lizard Bear, which maintains multi-site operations in Metro Manila, Cavite, Batangas, Clark, and Bohol.
Congratulations. We have up next Techlog Center Philippines, represented by Senior Director of Care Operations, Mr. Adam Haki, and Site Manager Edwin Go, with facilities at Calmare Industrial Park 2, Special Economic Zone, and at Lakeside Evo Zone in Laguna. Techlog Center Philippines manufactures various wireless telecommunication equipment and related accessories.
Thank you very much and congratulations to Techlog. Up next, we have We Serve Systems International Incorporated, represented by Ms. Arlene Gregorio, Head of Philippine Global Delivery Center. We Serve engages in business application services, remote infrastructure management, service desk, and business process outsourcing.
Congratulations, We Serve.
Next up, we have ING Business Shared Services BV Branch Office, represented by their country manager, Mr. Cornelis C. Petrus Avalgon. ING engages in operational processing of financial product transactions and other related operations at the E Square IT Park in Bonifacio Global City, Taguig.
Congratulations. Maybe call on stage the next awardee, Knowles Electronics Philippines Corporation, represented by HR Director Ms. Agnes Lucente. Located in Cebu Light Industrial Park, Knowles Electronics engages in the manufacture of various radio, television, and communication equipment and apparatus.
Next up, we have Philippine Manufacturing Company of Murata, represented by their president, Mr. Masayoshi Koda. Murata engages in the manufacturing of ceramic sheet and high-capacity monolithic ceramic capacitors.
Congratulations! Up next, we have Concentrix Dash Services Philippines Incorporated, represented by the General Counsel Attorney Mike Montero. Congratulations, sir. Moving on to our third main award, we have the Outstanding Community Project. This award is given to a locator developer that has strengthened its relationship with the community with meaningful CSR projects. First up, we have Canon Business Machines Philippines Incorporated, represented by Ms. Edralyn Garbosa and Ms. Apple May Guanico. Already a three-time awardee this afternoon, Canon Business Machines maintains operations at the First Philippine Industrial Park, Special Economic Zone in Batangas.
Next up, we have On Semiconductor Philippines Incorporated, represented by Ms. Arlene Lim, CSR and Manufacturing Excellence for Cebu. with facilities at Golden Mile Business Park Special Economic Zone on semiconductors, engages in the manufacture and assembly of radio, television communication, equipment, and apparatus.
Congratulations. May we call on stage the next awardee. We have We Serve Systems International Inc. represented by Ms. Arlene Gregorio, head of the Philippine Global Delivery Center. This is the second award of We Serve, which has facilities at E-Square, Eco Tower, and CBT IT Parks for its registered activities.
And our next awardee for the Outstanding Community Project, we have Philippine Sinter Corporation, represented by President Mr. Shigeaki Goto. Philippine Sinter Corporation manufactures sinter iron ore, burnt lime, and hydrated lime, and operates an 18.6 megawatt waste heat recovery power cogeneration plant at Vividec Industrial Estate Economic Zone.
Congratulations. We also have as next awardee Telstra International Philippines Incorporated, represented by Mr. Benjamin Romualdez, Country Manager Director. Telstra International located in various IT centers in Cebu and Metro Manila and engaged in the design, development, and integration of Internet Protocol system products and provision of related services.
Congratulations and thank you very much. Next up, we have JT International Asia Manufacturing Corporation, represented by their president, Ms. Elena Trusova. Located at Lima Technology Center in Malvar, Batangas, and engages in the manufacture of tobacco products.
Congratulations. Now for their third award, may we call on stage Brother Industries Philippines Incorporated, represented by President Mr. Hiroki Yamamoto. Brother Industries engages in the manufacture of supply tapes for labeling and mold parts.
Thank you very much and congratulations. Next, we have Philippine Manufacturing Company of Murata, represented by their president, Mr. Masayoshi Koda. This is the second award of Murata, which maintains operations at the First Philippine Industrial Park Special Economic Zone in Batangas.
Congratulations! For the next award, may we call on stage ST Microelectronics Incorporated, represented by Mr. Joseph Olivar, the Corda HR Director.
And our last awardee for the Outstanding Community Project Award, we have TDK Philippines Corporation, represented by their president, Mr. Tamotsu Aiba. TDK Philippines engages in the production and manufacturing of various radio, television, and communication equipment and apparatus. Thank you very much. And congratulations to all the awardees. Next up, we are giving the Outstanding Environmental Performers Award to a locator that has institutionalized its environmental management system, complied with environmental regulations, and fostered partnership between the government and the industry in caring for the environment while simultaneously sustaining economic growth.
For this award, we have 4 companies to be recognized, and these are TDK Philippines Corporation. May we call on stage again Mr. Tamotsu Aiba, the president, to receive the second award for TDK. TDK Philippines maintains operations at the First Philippine Industrial Park, Special Economic Zone in Batangas.
Our next awardee is Cognizant Technology Solutions Incorporated, represented by Miss Mary Antoinette Munoz, Business Lead Digital Business Operations. Cognizant engages in various IT BPO services, software development, and other IT-enabled services in its sites in Metro Manila and Cebu.
Alright, congratulations again. For the next awardee, we have We Serve Systems International Inc., represented by Ms. Arlene Gregorio, the head of the Philippine Global Delivery Center. Receiving its third award for this afternoon is We Serve, which engages in various software development services in Cebu and BGC.
Thank you very much. Next, we have actually our last awardee for this afternoon. Glory Philippines Incorporated, represented by President Mr. Akira Toku. Located at the Cavite Economic Zone, Glory Philippines manufactures currency handling machines, automated paying machines, and similar products and components.
Congratulations to all the awardees.
Let us give each of them a round of applause, please.
On behalf of PEZA, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude for your relentless efforts and valuable contributions in helping us attain our goal of making it happen in the Philippines and transforming it to become the go-to investment destination in Southeast Asia.
Again, let's all give each other a well-deserved warm round of applause.
Thank you very much, Honorable Secretary OAC DG Panga and the DGs Alim and Ma'am Vivian. At this juncture, we have come to the end of our program this afternoon.
Let us now give the floor to our OIC Deputy Director General for Finance and Administration, Mr. Alim Siddiq M. Giapal, to deliver the closing remarks.
Thank you, Raymond and Jaika. There's actually no closing remarks, so to speak, because as mentioned by the Honorable Secretary Alfredo Pascual earlier, we have a lot to do. And in fact, we have lined up 13 economic mission for 2023. with the lead of our delegation, our Director General, Mr. Tereso Panga. Again, a warm applause to our lead delegation and a warm applause to our Secretary for making the Philippines as a premier destination, not only in Asia, but in the world. But before we formally close the program, allow us to thank our distinguished guest and colleague who have joined us today. The Department of Public Works and Highways Undersecretary Maria Catalina Cabral for joining us. Thank you, Madam Undersecretary. The Department of Labor and Employment Undersecretary Attorney Benedicto Ernesto Bitonio Jr. The Department of Interior and Local Government Undersecretary Lord Villanueva. CONREP Associate Director Mr. Seth Carillo. American Chamber Executive Director Mr. Eb Hinchcliffe. He's here, right? Thank you for joining us. I understand we have a mission with Director General Tereso Panga in the U.S. First quarter of 2023. So U.S. ASEAN will be our top priority for this coming year. We also have the German-Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated President Mr. Stefan Smith. Thank you for joining us. And the Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Philippines, the President himself, Mr. Shirashiro Shimada. Arigato gozaimasu. Again, we formally close the program. Maraming salamat po. We have a work to do. And with the recognition of the Employers Award, the Exporters Award, the Billionaires Award, and the Hall of Fame Award, we are very grateful to you because we're not just building the investment of the nation, we are transforming the more than 1.79 million lives of Filipino workers. Maraming salamat po. Good afternoon on behalf of the PEZA management, the executive committee, and the rest of the Ecozone workers in the country. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, DDG Alim Siddiq Giapal.
And that concludes today's event. Again, we send our biggest thanks and appreciation to our Honorable Secretary, OIC DG, guests and honorees, DDGs, ExCom officers, ZMs, PPRG team, our overall committee, subcommittees, ushers, and usherettes from various units and economic zones who join us today, both physically and virtually.
To wrap up today's event, may we invite our distinguished guests and awardees to enjoy a little bit of refreshments and socials as we celebrate your success and contributions.
Alright, so for food and refreshments, we have our buffet set at the end of the hallway. Our ushering team will guide you.
Again, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you very much, and may we continue to strengthen our efforts in making it happen in the Philippines, where investment opportunities await. Have a wonderful day ahead, and God bless us all.